everything that I embody through the creation of our videos is meant for one purpose or another, and ultimately a way to expressing the freedom of art, of artistic integrity, of channeling myself through our messages and through these videos to help inspire you, to hopefully maybe you could yourself rise with the flames of the phoenix, as every single day begins a new journey of human existence, of life, and you have to find yourself perpetuating this motion of balance, and you have to find your own light, where in a world that is not visible for light, you have to manifest and create your own channeling. And my professional life is the career of this particular channel of manifestation, the creation of, as you know, our videos, and to promoting the philosophical idealism of conscious awakening and the revolution and progression of the mind in the human vessel, the soul within itself, and how we could grow and consume to coexist together and everything, and in the absolution of all that we do. And with a passion that burns every single day, I continue to create videos and manifest them every single day of my life, despite my imperfection, despite my depression, despite my often hindrance of human emotion, myself being a Palladian starseed, a light worker, a visionary, a philosopher, a truth seeker, a light seeker, a shamanic practitioner, practitioner of studying different alchemy magics and spiritual works, and of black craft, of white craft, of wearing my heart on my sleeve, being brutally honest, priding myself in the honesty of my integrity, the integrity of my work, my craftsmanship, my passion and fire, my intensity, everything that breathes and becomes a soul collective, a consciousness that is within myself, and that becomes a creation of my own channeling. And every single day then I have a passion for what I do, and it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. It's a constant uphill battle, it's a struggle, it's internal and external conflict of interests, and thus brings us to the embodiment of balance, which is everything that I personally am, a balance. I am neither light nor darkness. I'm the systematic body of both, if that makes sense, at the same time. So, and thus the balance, just right in the middle. And I am a wanderer. I find myself traveling throughout different dimensions and portals of existences, and I find myself harnessing both sides, both realities. Where there's light and darkness, there's darkness and light, and vice versa. The polar opposites in the law of attraction, in itself, it collides and embraces itself to coexist somehow, and often sometimes not coexist, and it more becomes a conflict of interest. Just like I said, it wrestles itself together. And when it comes to the underlining purpose of this video, that's more my professional side, more or less my personal side of my life. Somehow it both together has some sort of a perfect chemistry for a balance. They both collide together and embrace each other, and thus becomes a manifestation of something greater than ourselves, greater than myself, and becomes in essence more powerful. It becomes a lust for blood, so to speak. It becomes more of a lust for an attainment of more power, of more knowledge, of more truth, of more depth, and so much more than what you like to believe. I myself, I have always aspired myself to do right by people. My entire human existence, I have been burned, literally. Thus, the attainment of my faith is no longer there for the human species or of anyone in general. Myself becoming and being nihilist, misanthropic. I struggle so hard in my life to try to find a positive reimbursement or a confirmation within people in general. And I find myself trusting people so little. However, Alright. Just like that. There's a bunch of hooligans, criminals running down each other throughout the mall. Hashtag hope for humanity. Borderline. Hashtag hope for humanity lost. Okay, so that's random. It's like, anyways, where was my train of thought? Ah, yes. So, in essence, I've always been a lone wolf all throughout the duration of my life. I've always been a leader of the wolf, a wolf leading the wolf pack. I've always been a social outcast for as long as I could remember. Ever since I was a mere child, I've been destined to be a victim of bullying all throughout grade school, grade school, middle school, and thus it finally ended. It had begun when I was 10 years of age, and up until when I was 18 years old, my first year venturing into the journey of getting into high school. So my definition of friendship, no exaggeration, no dramatization, I literally spent my entire life in isolation. Aside from the positive support, reimbursement of my upbringing from my parents, I never had a successful relationship with women. I never had a successful relationship with friendships in general. And for some reason, somehow, no matter what I've done, what I've said, what I have said, what I will have said, who I once were, who I will have become, who I am now, who I once were, or who and what I am, what I have not become, who I have not yet become, or what have you, I find myself to, regardless, to never become accepted under any circumstances, measures, or otherwise. However, I digress. I, honest to God, do not care in the slightest, considering that I have a handful of few people who are genuine, authentic, and legitimate in my life, who are there for me and always will be there for me. I have this one gentleman in particular who is a homeless gentleman I had, as of recent, become friends with, and he has become the light in the darkness of my reality, of my world. We have both benefited and helped each other out in so many ways. And in the conclusion of this video in particular, I wanted to say of how blessed I am to have in my life, to have met by the light of our fate for this homeless gentleman named Chris in my life. And he honestly have proven to me of how sentimental value that he has in our life, and how much more at the same time I find it so pathetic, unfortunate, and sad how it requires a homeless gentleman in order to help you in so many more ways compared to having normal, regular friendships in your life, or those who masquerade themselves to be, or at least those who disguise and pretend themselves to be proclaimed as friendships in your life. This homeless gentleman have helped me, and we both benefit each other in so many more possible ways and positive perspectives than anyone else I have ever known. Anyone else I have ever known. I do not want to go there and, disrespect or blatantly judge anyone. There are so many of those whom I placed the faith of my trust, my time, my energy, my devotion of everything, and my heart, and my trust, my faith into my quote-unquote friendships, only to find them to disappoint me time and time again. Whether, they can never meet me halfway in a relationship for anything. And regardless of how much money I have offered, how much time, how much I've requested at an expense of voluntarily or otherwise, I would have so many of my friends to, and I hate for this video to sound like a rant or negative. That's not my intention. I speak only volumes of depth and of truth and of reality, and I'm one who never bites my tongue for anything. So if you cannot handle me at my best, you cannot sure as hell handle me at my worst. And with that being said, that's my honest to God perspective. I will never bite my tongue for any one of you, or for anyone in the world. So you could perceive me as a villain, a hero, an angel, or a saint, or a demon, or what have you, or a little creature of the night, But anyways, all aside, I have requested time and time again for friends of mine to help me to conducting video projects of, simply just to hold a camera for like social experiments, or just whatever, when I, forget it. Just small little things, small little things, and I would never receive it. Even something is so small. Another perfect example is to spend time together, to hang out together. I never once have anyone to send me an email, a text message, to give me a call, to do anything along the line. So, with that being said, this is why I consciously reminded myself time and time again of how I am a lone wolf meant to lead the pack, lead the wolf pack. The wolf pack, I feel, is a finite number of very few select handful of individuals of surrounding uniqueness, of true intellect and of true ambitions and of honesty, integrity. And I pride myself in the integrity of my craft and everything that I do, from my videos and our video projects to my publication of my books to music to everything in art and expression. Everything I do, I work and fight like hell every single day of my life. And I cannot imagine anyone else to understand, to know what that feels like, to know what I go through. From the uploading time, the video processing time, to the keywords, the thumbnails, to the description of the video, the title of the video, the manifestation of opening your conscious third eye, of sometimes astral traveling and projection, to reaching deep beneath yourself, within yourself, to come up with ideas derived from the heart, derived from the conscious living soul in itself, to creating these videos, to taking investment of finances, of envisioning these videos, and it's just everything. The editing process, just, it blows my mind. So until you walked into my shoes, then you have the right and authority to judge me. But even then, though, you still don't have the right to judge me, because as I believe in a divine being and a divine creator, that the creator himself is the only one who's able to judge anyone, regardless. So with that aside, I have to say that I have no legitimate friendships, only but a few. And the real genuine friendships that I do have, I'm blessed and forever grateful. And my social life consists of the behind the lens of the camera, and this is my thus existence. I find myself to communicate with the world through these videos, and I literally do speak to everyone watching our videos, and I communicate with you. And I feel like when you watch our videos, that's the way that, you know, I talk to you, I talk to everyone. So that brings me a sense of comfort. And it's all I need. If you accept me, that's fine. If you do not accept me, that is also fine, considering that I am who I will always, forever, and always have been, myself, and only me, myself, and I. And that's all that I need. I never need the approval or gratification. I do not need the acceptance of anyone else. I find myself to accept myself, and you know, that's all that I need, honestly. So my name is Cody Gremlin. I hope that this video had inspired you, and please subscribe, share our videos with others, give this video a like. Oh, hey, I'm sorry. That's also one other thing that friends of mine never do, is to share our videos, unfortunately. So talk about supporting and helping each other. Yeah, right. Like I said, I didn't intend for this video to be negative. I just see the reality for what it is and people for what they are. So, see you everyone.